Hello, hi Rajivji. This is Kamal here from merasangeet.com and a warm welcome to you once again on our show Chat and Jai.
Pranam Kamalji, how are you?
Pranam Rajivji, very well, thank you. How about you?
All is well, thank you.
So Rajivji, all well with the immigration reforms bill as well? Most of our listeners here would want to know.
Um, there are a couple of developments. One, just I was just following that about 10 minutes ago. What has happened is, just like in India, if you are running from, let's say, Aam Aadmi Party or Congress, first of all, that party has to decide out of 5 people who want to run from a particular jurisdiction, who is going to get to run. In India, they call it ticket dena, right? So
Right.
you got a ticket to run from Ludhiana, for example, okay, or Delhi.
Right.
So
Right.
here we call them primaries. So the idea is within the party they decide who will run for a particular position within that party. So in the Republicans who have basically been the ones holding up immigration reform in the House, the Republican primaries seem to indicate in yesterday some of the primaries were wrapped up and we are seeing the results today. It seems to indicate that the ultra conservatives who are against immigration have lost ground. So what that means is once the primaries are wrapped up, between primaries and the actual elections, there is considerable amount of time, and during that time the immigrant vote, especially the Hispanic vote, could make a big difference. So now that they are out from inside their own party, it would be important for the politicians to court the general vote. And in the general vote, immigration or immigrants can make a difference. So people are predicting that it may be possible to see some movement on immigration reform as early as August. Okay.
Okay.
Then somebody else was mentioning that there are 3 components to the possibility immigration reform will come through, and they pointed out the fact that business people desperately need this reform, otherwise USA is not competitive. They also talked about the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, as being in favor of reform. So they talked about these factors. It looks hopeful once again. It's almost like a dying patient has been resuscitated and may be able to be discharged soon. Let's see what happens. It appears hopeful. We will keep monitoring. I'm very active on Twitter. People want to follow, that's fine. Or we can keep talking on a weekly basis here.
Right. Certainly here, like always, like every week, Rajivji, we do have hopes for reforms, immigration reforms bill, which would suit everyone and be a win-win kind of a situation for everyone. However, today we do have some queries here also sent in by listeners. If we can go ahead with that.
Please do.
Yeah. The first one here says, my F1 student visa is about to expire.
Okay.
What can I do after my visa expires? Can I continue staying here, or can I go in for a change of status if I get a job after my course is complete?
Well, first of all, the information is not complete. Visa is merely permission to come to the US border. Okay? Visa is merely a permission to come to the US border. When you land at the airport, the role of the visa is over.
Right. Amit, sorry, Rajivji, he's already on an F1 visa, he says. And he says, what if that gets expired? Can he continue to stay in the United States for some time more?
I understood the question, but I think the question is incorrect or incomplete. I'll explain to you. That's what I'm doing. Visa is merely a permission to land at the airport or at a seaport. It is not permission to remain in the United States. Permission to remain in the United States is given by Customs and Border Protection. And once you are inside USA, extensions are given by USCIS. So there are 3 agencies involved. Okay. When you land at the airport, it's visa, State Department. When you want to be admitted for a certain period of time, it's CBP, Customs and Border Protection. If you want extension, you go to USCIS. So even if your status, even if your visa is expiring, as long as you're maintaining status, there is no problem. Expiration of visa does not in any way affect your status in the United States.
Okay. Okay. Another question here is from a listener who wants to travel to Mexico and to the adjacent islands, the ones adjacent to the United States. He says, can I return back even if my visa is expired?
What they are referring to is called automatic visa revalidation. So Google that term and rely only upon the information that is available from the State Department website. So just Google this phrase, automatic visa revalidation. The very first, I think, link that opens up, at least in Google, and I'm not particularly choosy about what search engine you use. I don't have stock in Google. So, I know that in Google, when you type automatic visa revalidation or AVR, the first link is the State Department link that will give you the information. And the general answer is, for certain visa types, if you're gone for less than 30 days and you don't apply for a visa stamping in the US consulate in that country, you can return on the I-94 without a visa stamp.
All right. Okay. So these were the queries that Rajuji sent in by our listeners here this week. Thank you once again for being a part of our show today.
Thank you so much for having me, Kamalji, and I'll talk to you again next week.
Certainly, Rajuji, look forward to speak with you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Pradam. Every other Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we host free community conference calls. Everybody is welcome to join. Some people post questions ahead of time. You can take membership in our forums. All of the details are there on our website, immigration.com. You can take membership ahead of time, and it's instantaneous. It happens right away. And post your questions beforehand, or you can just log in. The phone number and all are provided: 202-800-8394, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time every other Thursday. We have free apps for both Apple iOS platform for your iPhones and iPads, as well as for Android. Just look for immigration.com, the period dot, and the application should show up.